Right, so it's late at night as I'm recording a video or two, and I've got a few things that I want to talk about, and some of these are very, very random and off the beaten track, basically, because the first thing I'm going to talk about is knockers. Now, it's not a rude thing that I'm talking about, it's actually something to do with door knockers. Yes, how random is that? I've come along and I'm talking about door knockers. The reason why is because we actually have a door knocker on our front door. And I actually think we don't need one. Why bother with a door knocker? And you know why? Because no fucker uses it. It is true. No one really ever uses our door knocker. Apart from possibly myself or maybe somebody else in the family. But apart from that, no one really uses our door knocker. And I don't know why. Because this is what the problem is. Sometimes we don't get our parcels. Basically, Royal Mail or Amazon or whoever might come to our door and they don't use the knocker. No, they get their hand or something or whatever they do and they knock. Like, so it would be something like something like that. Or basically they try and lift where the letters go through the thing. They try doing that and they do that once or twice. Basically, to try and catch our attention, and we never hear it. Sometimes we never hear it, so basically we never know if we've had any parcels or anything, or anybody come round to our door. Now, that's stupid, because by doing that, they sometimes leave a note, and they'll say something like, you are out, you have to go and pick up your parcel. And we think it's stupid, right? Because first of all, we had a knocker on our door for one reason. Why? Because we thought that if people ever came round to our house, they could use the knocker, knock on it, which would be loud, that we would actually hear it. And it is true. So basically, the stupid thing is, with people not using it, we don't always get to hear the door. Now, most people will say, well, we must be deaf. And some people will say that we must sit at home with the TV on loud or whatever, or we're sitting here, we're basically deaf and they don't hear the door. That is not the point. The point is not about that, because we're not. Sometimes we do listen out for if the door goes. Sometimes we're lucky and we'll be near the door and we do hear it go because they've knocked and we've managed to hear it. But most of the time we don't always hear it, and therefore we miss some of the parcels, and basically they don't basically leave it with neighbours or anything like that. Usually we get the neighbours' parcels, but they don't leave it with their neighbours or anybody else. They take it back to the depot, like Royal Mail, and then we have to go there and pick it up. And that's why I think it was pointless of us having a door knocker if no one uses it, because as far as I'm concerned, by using the door knocker, it would actually knock loud enough so that we would be able to hear it. So, and that's what it is. The basic example is, right, let's say you've got 2 days. Let's say it's a simple Thursday or a Friday in a typical week. Let's say it's May. Let's say it's a typical Thursday and a Friday on the first week of May. Right, on the Thursday, somebody might come to our door with a parcel, or somebody might be coming round to visit, and they'll come to our door and they'll use their hand and they knock a little bit and we don't hear it, right? We're in, but we don't hear it, right? So they leave a note to say we were not in, or basically they might text or call and say we knocked on your door and you wasn't in, right? Fair enough, right? That happens, it can happen, and we go, okay, but we was in, but, right? But the next day, on the Friday, somebody can come round and use the door knocker. We're in. Use the door knocker. We hear it. We answer the door. Let him in. Get the parcel, whatever. Simple as that. If everybody did that when they came to our house and used the door knocker that we have got on our door for a reason, so people can use it, we would get all the parcels all the time. We wouldn't have to worry about going to the thing. The only parcels we wouldn't get is when we're not actually physically in. But most of the time, somebody is around at home in the week, usually. If it's not me in, sometimes it's my dad. If it's not my dad in, it'll be my mum. There is always, usually, somebody around at home in the week and at the weekend to get any parcels. But do we get them all? No. Why? Because they don't use a knocker. And I think it's stupid. They must know that there is a knocker on the door when they come to our door and see the knocker on there and think, I won't use it. I'll knock another way. I will use a knocker because I know that if I use it, they will hear it. Especially if I've gone out and I've forgot my door key and I come home and I can't get in, and the first thing I have to do is I have to knock on the door and I use a knocker. If I go round on somebody's house, what do? I use a door knocker if they've got one. Partly because they'll be able to answer the door easily. Especially if they can hear it. I just thought I wanted to do a video where I was talking about that because it's just something that bugs me, that we have a door knocker and it don't get used. Because people are so stupid that when they come round to knock on our door, they won't use it for some reason. They have this habit of not using it and therefore knocking very lightly. And we don't always hear it. But there you go. Anyway, I've got a few more videos to do, so until then, bye for now.